The silence between hymns. Pastor Daniel had learned how to smile without revealing too much. It was a skill refined over years. Years of sermons, handshakes, altar calls, and shared meals with church members who believed they knew him completely. Every Sunday morning, he stood behind the pulpit with his Bible open and his heart guarded. He loved God. Of that, he was certain. But the rest of him felt like disputed territory. His wife, Ruth, sat faithfully in the front pew, always attentive, always supportive. She prayed for him more than anyone else did. Their marriage was gentle, respectful, built on companionship rather than passion. Daniel often told himself that was enough. It had to be. Then came Caleb. Caleb arrived during the Harmattan season, a visitor from abroad, home for a short holiday. He came to church that Sunday out of curiosity. Someone had told him the sermons were thoughtful, different. He sat near the back, quiet, observant, with eyes that seemed to listen even before words were spoken. Daniel noticed him immediately, not in the way he feared noticing men, but in a way that made his chest tighten and his thoughts lose their discipline. Caleb sang the hymns softly and perfectly. When Daniel preached about grace, their eyes met briefly, and Daniel felt exposed as though the sermon had turned inward and was now aimed at him. After service, Caleb introduced himself. "Thank you, Pastor," he said. That message, it felt honest. Honest. The word lingered long after Caleb walked away. Over the following weeks, Caleb returned. Sometimes he stayed after service to ask questions about faith, doubt, purpose. Their conversations were careful, respectful, but charged with something unspoken. Daniel found himself looking forward to them and praying afterward for forgiveness he wasn't sure he needed. At night, beside Ruth's steady breathing, Daniel wrestled with God. "I did not choose this," he prayed, "and I have fought it. I am still fighting." He fasted. He prayed harder. He immersed himself in Scripture. Yet the more he resisted, the clearer the truth became. Not that he desired Caleb, but that he had always desired men. The realization was not sudden. It was a quiet confession he had been postponing his entire life. One evening, Caleb came to the church office to say goodbye. His holiday was ending. "I don't know why," Caleb said hesitantly, "but this place helped me feel less afraid of myself." Daniel swallowed. He wanted to say everything. Instead, he said only, "God meets us in unexpected ways." Caleb nodded, as if he understood more than was being said. When he left, the office felt unbearably empty. Daniel never crossed a line. He never confessed his feelings. He never acted on them. But something had shifted permanently. The fight he had believed was against temptation revealed itself as a fight against truth. Months later, Daniel stood once again behind the pulpit, preaching about love, not the kind that demands possession, but the kind that costs something. Ruth watched him closely that day. She sensed the distance, the sorrow, the courage. That night, Daniel finally spoke. Not everything, but enough to be honest for the first time. His journey did not end neatly. Faith did not abandon him, nor did questions. He remained a pastor, a husband, a believer, but no longer a man at war with a nameless enemy. He had learned that silence can protect, but it can also wound, and that sometimes the truest prayers are not for change, but for the strength to live honestly before God.